friends, welcome to Lookout Cay at Lighthouse Point, the brand new Disney Cruise Line private destination here in Eleuthera, Bahamas. We are here on a 7-night inaugural voyage and making 2 stops here at this new private destination. So if you're interested in seeing all of our daily adventures plus the full ship tour of the Disney Fantasy, check out that playlist. For today's video though, it's the main attraction. We're going to take you over to the new private destination and give you the full and complete tour, see all of the different public areas that are available to you when you stop here on your own Disney cruise. So with that said, let's go ahead and get it started. We're going to head down and begin our tour of Lookout Cay, the new Disney Cruise Line private destination at Lighthouse Point in Eleuthera, Bahamas. Okay, before we head out and walk through the island, I thought it'd be very beneficial to look at this handy dandy map that I've been given from guest services, so you kind of get an overview of the area before we get into the nitty gritty. So we start down here and you can see it says to ship right there, and this is going to be a very long pier that you will see in just a minute. That leads us to the main entrance hub area, and where the first tram stop is. This red path here is the tram trail. They'll take you over to the main area. We're going to see the majority of the stuff. You'll see this is also designated as a bike path, and off here this way, in addition to that, the yellow path here is a nature trail, which we will see. And there's also a set of cabanas over here in this area. So this area here is Mabrika Cove. The main area is the Goombay Cultural Center, Goombay Cove area, all in that. So that's kind of the general layout. It's actually pretty simple, just the main entry exit area, and then the path with the trams over to the main hub of where everything is going on, the swim area, which is designated here with these diagonal lines, the nature trail down at the bottom, and the bike path follows the tram trail and then off to the side a little bit there. All right, so as soon as you disembark the ship, you will land here on the docking area of the pier, and we kind of got a sneak preview of it there few minutes ago. But yes, it is quite a long walk. I will try to measure it in time. I'm a bit of a brisk walker and I have a long stride, but it'll give you an idea at least. Now let's head on over. There's not a general tram here for the pier, at least not at this point in time, but they do have these small golf carts for those with mobility issues and need assistance. They can give you a ride on those. Obviously they are very small and very limited. They also do have some trash and recycling bins here and some wagons set up. I guess if you want to use a wagon for the day. I'm not quite sure what's going on with that. Let's head on over. You can see another cruise ship off in the distance, and that leads me to another good point here, is that this is a private destination, as I've been saying. It is not a private island like Castaway Cay is. So this is just going to be a private area of the island of Eleuthera, kind of like Royal Caribbean with Labadee and Haiti, how that's not a private island, just a private area. Same sort of thing that's going on here. Now there's a big commitment to the environment and sustainability here at Lookout Cay. So while we're walking down the pier, I wanted to share some examples of that with you. Less than 16% of the total area purchased by Disney Cruise Line has been developed here. They've left most of it natural in the way it was originally found. And they've also done some other things to help keep the environment in place, like using elevated walkways and an open trestle pier. They're also committed to sending zero waste to landfills, and 90% of the energy used here at Lookout Cay will be generated from renewable sources. They do have some nice tropical music playing over the speakers as you walk down the length of the pier, so that helps kind of keep the walk a little bit more interesting. And the beautiful blue water doesn't hurt at all. Now here, a bit more than halfway, they have this little jut out area that they're using for a photo op spot. And they also have some coolers set up here, and they're dishing out cold washcloths there, wet cold washcloths. And as we get to land here, we see the kind of what I'll call the utility dock over on this side, where they're gonna have boats running their supplies or doing any other infrastructure things. I believe they'll also have some kind of tours or excursions departing from here as well. And then over to the right, we'll get our first look at that cabana area here at the first landing spot. And here we are. We have arrived at the main landing point with the building giving us the name of the destination. The A-frame's telling us this is MARSEC level 1 area. Security in place here. Let's head on through. And as we come through to the other side of the building, we land in our first little rotunda, I'll call it here. So let's go over all these different items. So our first booth off to the left here is the Turbot Beach Charter Boat Check-In. And interesting here that they also have this little QR code for the Discovery Trail And I think it tells you about what these plants are. So we'll keep that in mind as we go throughout. But if you have the charter boat excursion and you're doing that, the check-in for that's right here. Oh, our first spotting of wildlife. Check out the crab there. Walking around, got the pinchers out. Says, hey, don't mess with me. Now this next building here, which is very colorful as well, is Mangroves and Go. This is a great place to start your day. They do have some specialty coffees, cold brew coffees, refreshers, Dole Whips, and draft beer that you can purchase here. Right next to that, we will find the first and last chance stand, which today seems to be more of a last chance stand, as the sign says it will open at 1 o'clock to 4:15. Until then, you can visit Disney Tings to purchase all island merchandise. So just note this is kind of more of a last chance stand, it seems like, but that will be right here, open later today with some merchandise. And there's our crab again. Now over on the side of Mangrove and Go, there are a couple of restrooms, so keep that in mind. And now they've also set up this little temporary table booth stand selling bottles of water, little coolers, things like that to help keep you hydrated. All right, so right across from the waters and cooler station, we can proceed over to the tram station. Before we do that though, I'm gonna swing back around over here, like we're going back towards the pier, but then we're gonna cut off to the side. There's a walking path over there. That'll take us to that cabana area. And we can see the sign here says Mabrika Cove Cabana Check-In. So we're gonna go this way. And we'll just follow the signs. You're gonna cross over this dirt roadway here. It gets quite muddy. Looks like this is a water cooler and trash station. No water cooler currently out, but maybe future plans for that. Say this is a great spot to get some pictures or video, get the beautiful water crushing in there, and a great view of your Disney Cruise Line ship. And it looks like they also have some golf carts to be able to take you over to this area as well. No pedestrians allowed beyond this point out to the beach, but if we turn to the other side, we will see the Mabrika Cove Cabana Check-In and bicycle rental stand right there. They can help you get all set up, and then once you are, you can proceed this way into the cabana area. Golf cart parking station there, and then you see they have the different cabanas set up along the beach. Hello. All the different numbers with the different signs there designating who has what cabana. I like these a lot. They're number coded, they're color coded, but each ones have different colors. They have different sea creatures. So for example, this one's number 4, blue with a sea turtle. You can see it on the sign out front and on the building. This one is number 5. It's more of a coral color and it has coral as its animal designation. And at about the midway point of the cabana area here, they do have some restrooms as well as a bar centrally located. Oh, and they're selling the merchandise. Let's check it out. Check it out. Souvenir pineapple drink right there. Just past cabana number 10, we'll see some covered picnic tables out here, and this looks to be an eatery and bar area as well. And they're rolling down the windows there, but yes, this is a food establishment and a bar establishment. You get your food and drinks here when you're staying at Mabrika Cove. And I love to point out that for any of the elevated buildings that we're seeing, like this one here, they do have stairs, but they also have accessible ramps. So you can go up either way, whatever you need, that will be an option. This one even has an accessible ramp around and back down to the beach area. And here is a look at the Mabrika Cove Cabana Beach area. Those waves crashing in, white sands, some young palm trees, they'll grow in time. You do have a lifeguard stationed over here for your safety. It's buoyed off as well to designate the swim area, and then there's a lifeguard out on a wave runner at all times too. So it is very safe. It doesn't look like the calmest water, but it's not super rough either. It's kind of just smaller waves. The water looks stunning though, either way. And this will kind of give you an idea of the cabana setup too. I don't know that I'll be able to look at one, but we can see the outdoor section at least. A couple of chairs and a table there. Dining table with 4 chairs. Looks like 2 comfortable lounge chairs there, and a freshwater shower with your own stairs down to the beach. It looks like this one's open, so we'll take a quick peek at the inside of this cabana, just to give you an idea. The inside, some comfortable chairs, tables, a nice couch. You got some towels set up there, looks like snorkel gear, a stocked fridge with soda, water, and cold towels. Even have some sunscreen out, some chips, storage area, music playing, ceiling fan. Very nice. Past the food section of the bar, the cabanas continue with number 11. And they're gonna continue on down the side. It looks like we have another little bar and restroom spot like we saw before over on this side down for this end. And as we make our way to the end here, we find cabana number 21, and that is the last one. We can see our path kind of just loops around here. It's a dead end. So now we're gonna make our way back, and I have a nice view of the kind of pond or lake or whatever that is, inlet over there. So now we got the natural wilderness on that side. So kind of a dead end. So we just got to make our way back now. We're going to head back over to the main tram station. And I will say, I looked up the pronunciation of this island before we came, and it said it was Eleuthera. But there's a song playing right now, and it's saying Eleuthera. So there you go. Before we depart the area, I'd be remiss if I didn't point out how great of a view you'll have of your Disney ship from your cabana if you rent one in this area. And here they come, they're pulling in right now. The trams to take us over to Goombay, the main area of Lookout Cay. So just come over here to the covered pavilion, hop on a tram, and it'll take you right over. Now I believe you technically can walk over as well, but it is supposed to be a very, very long walk. So I'm going to stick with the tram here because that's what most people are going to do. And give you an idea of how long that takes, and we'll kind of see how long the walk will be. Oh, and I forgot to mention, the walk down the pier at a brisk pace was about 6 or 7 minutes. Oh, and this is good to know too, that the trams are wheelchair accessible. Also, these crabs are all over, so keep your eyes open. Not that you'll have to too much. They are plentiful. And before I board the tram, I mentioned that you can walk over. Now, we were told that the pedestrian pathway should be open by the time we got here. I see that sign says no pedestrians allowed beyond this point, so at this time I'm not seeing a pedestrian pathway, so we're just gonna stick with the tram.
Ooh, I know Miss Tracy. We're on the southern tip of the island of Eleuthera in the Bahamas.
That's right. Do you know why this place is called Lighthouse Point?
Because a lighthouse was built here a lot of years ago.
That lighthouse is still here today. Our guests can see it when they walk the nature trail. Anything else about the island?
We have pink sand on the beaches.
Why is that?
I like pink. Lizzie, the color comes mostly from the crush of.
All right, after a 10-minute ride on the tram, we have arrived at the Goombay station. So a couple of things to point out. Number one, if that was a 10-minute tram ride, you can imagine how long it would take to walk. Speaking of walking, my number 2 point is that the walking trails, the bike trails, and the nature trail, it looks like, are all still currently closed. Those are not open and ready yet, and hence why probably all these bikes are parked here. So we won't be able to see those. I mean, I think the walking trail and the bike trail is mostly going to coincide with the tram path, except a couple little branch offs. The nature trail was supposed to be a point of interest. I was really wanting to check that out. Doesn't look like we're going to be able to see that today. But we are here at the Goombay station. So we've arrived to the main landing point, so now we're gonna go check out all the different areas. So right when we exit the Goombay tram stop area, our first pavilion is the Rocky Point bicycle rental, so if you're wanting to rent a bicycle, this is where you'll come. Directly across from that, we will find the guest services pavilion, pretty self-explanatory. If you're having any issues, you need to discuss something, that's where you'll go over. They also have restrooms and a water fountain there as well. And this mass crowd of people, what could this be for other than merchandise? This is Disney Tings, the main shopping center here at Lookout Cay. Now, I don't know for sure, but I can probably guarantee you that you will not have as many people here when you come. Everyone's trying to buy the merchandise because it's just come out and it's a big deal. Hopefully it's not nearly this busy when you come because it is 9:45 in the morning and this place is absolutely packed. Try to get a brief overview of some of the merchandise here. So they have some colorful shirts, ears, spirit jerseys, they have towels. Here's a look inside of the shop. Dresses, Mickeys, Minnies, polo shirts, sunscreen, swim diapers, flip-flops, hats, bottles, all kinds of goodies to be had here in this very small, very crowded shop. Outside of the shop, they have this very colorful, fun Mickey Junkanoo style photo op. And right next to that, they have Treasures of Eleuthera. This looks to be another merchandise location, but with maybe some handicraft items. Yeah, so we have some jewelry, some bags. Looks like they have some straw woven items over here. And then they even have a few paintings, art along the backside. So more local flair to this merchandise. This isn't Disney stuff so much. And our second viewing of wildlife. Check out the very large moth. Across from Treasures of Eleuthera, we have Plates and Pleats, which looks to be a hair braiding station. And then if we continue along the back, we'll find this elevated boardwalk, and the sign says that the Goombay Cultural Center is right this way, and I can see it right there on that sign. So the Goombay Cultural Center is an area that is dedicated to the artists, local artists, and planners who help make this area become a reality. So let's give that a quick check. Also, I should point out that they did have a little spiel going on the tram. They did have some fun music part of the time, but then they had a fun spiel with a couple of characters talking about the island and all the things that happen here, the nature, the wildlife, and giving some info and facts. So a nice cover shaded pavilion here. They got some local artwork up there, tables and chairs in the shade, music playing over the speakers. You even have a umbrella covered picnic table style setup out here. It just kind of continues along, and then this comes on down to the main beach area here where we see all the loungers, some with umbrellas all set up, and it's kind of an elevated dune area. Then you go across and go down to the actual water. If we look back here, you can see this beautiful, colorful arch welcoming you into the Goombay Center. All right, let's try to stay oriented here. So as I mentioned, we have the beach here. You go across to get down to the water. We'll show that in a bit, and that's just going to be one continuous stretch. It's one main beach area from my understanding. What I'm going to do now is we're going to turn and go down to our right and see all of those pavilions and all of those things. And then we'll come back and we'll go down to the left and see all of those pavilions and all of those things. Then we'll head out to the water. All right, tram stop, Disney Tings, the main merchandise, then back out to the beach over there. So again, we're gonna start over here towards our right when we're looking at the water. Gonna go towards these items. I think I'm gonna go all the way down and work our way back. Hey, it's the Goof Boy. Of course you'll see all the Disney characters, and they are dressed up in their Bahamian best. Okay, this is interesting. After quite a bit of a walk here, I've reached the end of the elevated boardwalk here and back on sidewalk going through the wilderness here. And I think this is the nature trail, even though the other side said it was closed. I don't know what else this would be based on the map and stuff. So we're gonna do some exploring and see if we can figure this out here. Indeed, there's where we left the boardwalk, and the sign here says Nature Trail Accessible Path. And then there was another path over there on that side too. And then I guess this part just kind of goes back around to the main thoroughfare. I wonder if this was the area that had the sign that said it was closed. Sure enough, there is the trams going through. There's the sign over there that said that the nature trail was closed. And then this sidewalk kind of continues along on the front side. We're gonna see all this stuff. I just walked past all this stuff, so we're gonna catch that when we go back through. So I'm gonna turn around now and we'll actually be able to go down the nature trail. So good news. And I can already tell you it is indeed a nature trail. I've already seen a ton of wildlife here, mostly the sand crabs that they call sandy. Lots and lots of those running around, some birds, some lizards. So just keep your eyes open and enjoy the tunes that they got pumped throughout. It looks like they're gonna have these little informational stops all throughout the nature trail to kind of tell you about the different animals and different sights you'll be seeing along the way. And they have another one of these here where it clearly looks like it's supposed to be a water cooler in cups, but unfortunately dry. Okay, so the sidewalk path that was kind of parallel to the one that said accessible actually just ends up taking you down here to the beach. So this dumps you straight in at the beach and the water. So now back at the main roundabout, we will turn and follow the sign that says the accessible path of the nature trail. All right, looks like we found a little stopping point. Little sitting area. We have another informational sign over there and a cooler stop, and this one looks like it's filled. Hooray!
Taking longer than we thought, but that's okay.
Further down we'll find another sitting area, some more informational signs. You get to look at these nice rocky cliffs all throughout here, which are quite beautiful. The path kind of wraps around here. We're gonna go up this way, and it is quite hot out here. There is no shade, direct sun in the heat, so be prepared. You can see here that they have a couple other paths that are still closed off. Actually, this looks like it's going to be restricted no matter what. This one looks like it might open up at some point. But if we turn around and we go this way, we see our sign says Historic Lighthouse, going in this direction. Also good to point out that this part is inclined, so you're going uphill. And here we are. We've arrived at the end of the path. We have another water cooler there that actually is filled, and we see our historic lighthouse building. The path just does a little wrap around here, so you can get a view from all sides, or you can get a view out to that beautiful turquoise water. All right, time to head back to development. All right, making our way back down the elevated boardwalk towards the main area. First spot we'll find is the Reef and Rec Bar, and there are some restrooms located here on the front, and then the bar will be around here on the back side. Really like the design here, of course all the colors and the nautical stuff, but they've got some freshwater showers too. I like how it's all covered though, and then the bar is here on the back side overlooking the water. They even have a couple picnic tables as well, and then it goes right down to the beach where you have all the lounge chairs. I will say, it seems like most people kind of stop right in the main area because they don't want to walk all the way down here. I don't blame them, it's really hot. But if you're willing to, a lot of open chairs down here. And while we're stopped at the bar here, I'll let you have a nice view of the ocean there. I wanted to talk about some of the locally sourced drinks they'll serve at the different bars here at Lookout Cay, including Bahamas Goombay Punch Soda, a coffee from Bahamas Coffee Roasters, which is locally roasted in Eleuthera, and then Pirate Republic Brewing Company is going to be offering their Long John Pineapple Pilsner, so be sure to check that out. But if you want the signature cocktail of Lookout Cay, it is the Eleuthera Euphoria, which is premium aged rum, pineapple smoothie blended together and topped with pineapple candy. Just go ahead and mention here, and I don't have to keep pointing it out, that off the main boardwalk there are several little jut outs that head to stairs down to the beach, so just be on the lookout for those. But our next building is the Play Pavilion. I'm really digging all these covered buildings. You need the shade in this hot, hot weather. So it looks like they're gonna have some cornhole set up here. They even have a couple soccer nets with some balls, hula hoops, giant Connect 4, bucket stacks, giant Jenga. They even have some table games like giant dominoes over here, all located in the covered pavilion. Now our next pavilion on the inland side does not appear to have a sign, but it looks like a kids area. We'll find out what this, oh, there's the sign, it's right there at the check-in desk. This is Sebastian's Cove, which is the kids area, and I believe they're having an open house right now. So let's head inside and take a look. Water fountains right as we come in, gotta stay hydrated. And they do have some picnic tables here under the covered shade. And then look at this, this is a cool splash play area. Wow, this is awesome. Looks like they have the soft decking there. A couple of jets spraying up, bubble sprayer, big sprayer over there. And then they got some sand activities over here. They're blowing bubbles, building sand castles. There are picnic tables over there with covered umbrellas. It looks like another pavilion where they'll set up activities at. And look, it's all the fun little colorful characters from the Under the Sea segment of Little Mermaid. That's really nice. This is really well done. And kids love splash play areas. I know as travel agents, our clients that are traveling with kids are always asking about splash play areas. So this is probably gonna be a huge hit with them. And look, there's the main crab himself, Sebastian. What I really like about this area is that they put these canopies up. So it's not a completely covered pavilion, but these canopies do provide a ton of shade in here so the kids don't get too hot while they're playing. A couple more sand activities on this side, some sand castles, looks like a little obstacle course or a ball play area. They're playing some Foursquare over there, I think. And then they even have this little enclosed ball play area. Super fun. Oh, and I didn't realize, but these little leaves up here fill up with water and then dump like a big bucket. And good to know that there are restrooms located here at Sebastian's Cove. Continuing on back to center, our next pavilion is just a restroom area, so it does have restrooms, freshwater showers, and water fountains. Next up, you're gonna see several of these covered seating areas that all look like that, kind of look like shells on the top there. And these are all seating areas. You see they continue on down there, and these are all seating areas for True Barbecue. So this is the main food area. There's going to be a second one that we'll see in just a little bit, but they're going to have some local flair, like freshly grilled Bahamian style lime and ginger marinated snapper, some grilled salmon with pineapple salsa. They have chicken and seafood rice bowls, like pan-served Bahamian pigeon peas and rice with marinated chicken, pan-served seafood jambalaya, and then they'll have standard island barbecue fare as well. Barbecue ribs, carved rotisserie chicken, plant-based island curry with tofu, ginger, cilantro, and potatoes, and then fresh from the grill they'll have cheeseburgers, hot dogs, impossible burgers, crispy, spicy chicken sandwiches, fries, and all the sides like potato salad, coleslaw, all those good things. So again, True Barbecue, and this is going to be the main food pavilion here. You can see they have it labeled there. They have all the different windows labeled for what's going to be serving up which cuisine, and then you're going to have your beverage stations located out here under these little pavilions. So just like on the ship, you'll have Coke products included with your cruise fare. So it looks like Coke, Diet Coke, Sprite, Coke Zero, vitamin water, standard water, Fuse iced tea, and Minute Maid Zero Sugar Lemonade. And they're also going to have some soft serve ice cream. So again, True True Barbecue, the main dining spot. There's going to be a second one though, True True 2 Barbecue, serving up most of the same stuff. We'll see that in just a bit. And then we will see the adults only dining area as well. Just past True True Barbecue, we will find the Watering Hole Bar. The Watering Hole? What's so great about the Watering Hole? I'll show you when we get there. Restrooms aplenty here at Lookout Cay, which is awesome, as well as trash cans and recycling bins. And a very busy bar space here. Kind of the same setup we saw down at the end. So again, if you're willing to walk down to the end, it is much less crowded than here in the center areas. Next in line on the beach side here, we have sensational smoothies. So consistent with the setup we've been seeing with the covered, colorful pavilions, and you kind of wrap around to the side where the water is to see all the action. And here's a look at some of those different sensational smoothies that you can get and their cost to purchase them. And of course, covered shaded seating on the back side here as well. Now just down from the smoothie bar and another restroom pavilion, we'll find the entrance to Rush Out, Gush Out water play area. It's almost like a mini water park here. There's nothing too big going on, but I do see a couple of tube body slides. They got some spray guns. You can spray each other. Water falling from above on some drums. We've got buckets filling up and dumping on people. Continuous sprays raining down from up above. Wheels you can turn, buckets you can play with, sprayers you can point in every direction. There's a rope bridge and more of the same on the backside. Ooh, I love the drums. Give it a beat. Filling up the buckets, spray. Look at those. Look at those guns that move around and spray. That's awesome. Bucket that dumps right there. Sprayers coming up from the floor. They're trying to get me. They don't care that I have a camera. They're kids. They want me to get wet. Oh man, they're having a blast in here. This spot is great. There's even a little smaller play area for the little ones there. Wow, lots of fun and a great way to cool off. Before we depart the water play area, the only kind of rules I see is that you need to be fully toilet trained. If you're not toilet trained, you can enjoy the area to the right side. So that smaller area I was saying was for the little ones. And children under the age of 12 must have adult supervision, no food, drink, or glass. Pretty standard. And just in case it wasn't clear, I wanted to point out the beach has kind of continued all along this area. So again, it's this first area where you'll find the lounge chairs with the umbrellas, and then you walk across. I feel like we're back in Florida. You walk across back over the dunes to get down to the water, which we'll see in a bit. Okay, we're back at our main hub. There's the Goombay tram station over there, Disney Things merchandise, and the Treasures of Eleuthera, and the Goombay Center in the back there. So now we're gonna go over to the left side as you look at the water and see what all that has to offer. It's a very similar setup to the other side. You come off of the tram area, the shopping area, and you get onto these elevated boardwalks that will take you around to the various pavilions. So I follow the boardwalk down to the beach here, and we'll turn around and we'll find our first pavilion, Flippers and Fins, which is the snorkel rental. So if you need to rent snorkel gear or even just get a life vest, you can grab all of that right here, and they also have some freshwater showers. And we've come off a small boardwalk here off the main boardwalk area to find the Bow and Ribbon Bar. And wouldn't you know it, similar setup to what we've been seeing. Restrooms as soon as you get here, covered all the way around. And you walk around to the back side, past the showers. I believe in the showers here, I like it. And you'll find the bar on the back side with the covered seating and looking out at the beach and the water. And here's a quick look at some of the different drinks that you can order here at the bars. Now we can see our main elevated walkway continues along straight ahead of us, but if we look to our left, we see more of those covered pavilions like we saw at True True Barbecue. So I'm going to assume this is True True 2, so we're going to spin off here and take a look. And that is indeed correct. All of that covered pavilion seating is for True True 2 Barbecue, serving up, I believe, the same exact cuisine, yes, that we saw over at True True, though we were told that if you do have special dietary restrictions or allergies or something, this is where you want to come. They will be able to assist you with those much better here at True True 2. But otherwise, it has the same cuisine, same drinks, same ice cream. Now just outside True True 2, back on our main walkway, we'll find another restroom pavilion. And actually I've seen a couple people getting confused by this. So when you're at this restroom pavilion and you have True True 2 to your left, that's all that's to the left is the restaurant. If you want to continue on down the main path and get on to the rest of the stuff, you actually need to go to the right. It looks like you're going to go down to the beach, but then it juts off and continues on around. So just past that restroom pavilion, more trash and recycling bins, and then we'll see the sign says we are entering Serenity Bay. This area is for guests 18 years and older, so they kept the same name from Castaway Cay for the adults only area, Serenity Bay, so no confusion there. But something to keep in mind, right? If you're looking at the beach and you want the adults only area, you need to go to the left. If you're looking at the beach and you want the kids only area, Sebastian's Cove, you go down to the right. Now, as soon as we enter the Serenity Bay area, we'll find some more cabanas that can be rented, just like we saw at the beginning of the day. And it looks like they're pretty much the same setup. They're just located over here in this part of the island. As we pass the end of the cabanas, we will arrive into the main landing area for Serenity Bay. Now, off to our left, we will find Serenity Bay Barbecue. This is going to be serving up much of the same food that we saw at the other spots. This, of course, just for adults only. And they do have a beverage station along on the right side. And you're gonna have mostly covered seating throughout this area. I say mostly because it's just the canopies. They're doing a good job, but it's not all encompassing, so just keep that in mind. But you will find it on both areas here. And then they have a band here for some live music coming up later. And over by the beach, we will find the Blue Hole Bar. And really nothing new to report here. It's pretty much the same setup that we saw at the other bars. It's over here on the backside by the water, covered tables, and then you're down to the beach. Okay, I believe we have covered all the public developed areas. Let's walk across the dunes here and get a look at the beach. And I want to point out that they do have complimentary life vests scattered throughout. Alright, so here we are finally down at the beach, and this is the very end of it, though I guess you can keep walking. It doesn't look like there's anything to prevent you from doing so. And then it is a nice, smooth, sandy beach down here. They said it's pink sand. I don't really see that, but maybe a little bit. And then there's this main swim area. You can see they got the buoys out there just like we saw at the first entrance spot, with the Wave Runner lifeguard maintaining everything, making sure everything's good to go. And then just kind of the sun loungers with the umbrellas. And this is pretty much it. This is what the beach looks like all the way down. It doesn't really change. Like I said, it's one big main beach area for snorkeling and swimming. There's one big area here. So I do want to see what the snorkeling is like. I know a lot of people are always interested in that. How's the snorkeling? We're going to be doing that when we come back here on this cruise. We have 2 stops here at Lookout Cay on this inaugural cruise. So the next day we come back, I'm going to try to snorkel and see what that's like. So be sure to check out our full playlist for this cruise. Check out all the videos so you can see what that is like. And also our first impressions vlog that Chelsy's filming right now to give you a great idea of kind of what we thought and our overall impressions. Oh, and real quick, I wanted to point out, I've heard a lot of people complaining that there aren't enough chairs, and that may be true if you want to stay in Serenity Bay. There's not a lot of chairs out on the beach here in Serenity Bay. However, again, I'll point out, if you go all the way down to the right, when you're looking at the water, it was wide open. Tons and tons of chairs down there, so just keep that in mind. Oh, and I should also point out that the Goombay Cultural Center will host arts and crafts, as well as the daily Junkanoo style parade, which I do believe will also feature the Disney characters. And over at the Play Pavilion that we saw earlier, you can also play certain games with Disney characters over there throughout the day as well. So be sure to check out your, navigator for every day for the daily activity times. Well, there you have it, friends. That is our tour of Lookout Cay, the new Disney Cruise Line private destination. We hope you found this informational, helpful, useful, and fun as you get ready to plan your own Disney cruise. And hey, why not have us help you with that? We are travel agents. Our services are completely free to you. No costs or fees whatsoever. You'll never pay a single cent more to book with us than you would direct on your own. And we book you direct with the cruise line anyway, so there's nothing to lose, a lot to gain. So please feel free to reach out via that travel agent information that you can find in the description of this video. Even if you've recently booked your Disney cruise, you may be able to transfer it to our agency, also free of charge, and we can assist you the rest of the way. Again, be sure to check out the rest of the playlist from this sailing. We're going to have 7 daily vlogs, including 2 stops here at Lookout Cay in the original private island of Castaway Cay, plus the full and complete ship tour of the Disney Fantasy and lots of other fun. So please go and check that out, and we hope we'll hear from you soon. Once again, thank you for joining me for today's video, but we're signing off. We'll see you next time. Happy travels!